How do we use flour, water and an old mirror to create a Halloween horror shoot with a difference? Let's find out. Welcome to my mini studio here. We've come round to the back end. I was about to say, now I'm thinking about back ends. We've come to the far end of the studio here into our small space. Zoe's back with us again. Say hi, Zoe.
Hi, Zoe.
Yeah, Zoe's still dressed as Dorothy from Return to Oz. Not Wizard of Oz. Return to Oz is the better of the Oz movies. It's a very scary movie. PG back in the day, and I think it's been reclassified now online as a 15.
I wouldn't be able to watch it.
It's the one with the screaming heads in the and the wheelies.
No.
No?
No.
You would remember it if you had seen it, as my camera person behind is nodding furiously because they were scarred for life. We're going to do a Halloween themed shoot here in the mini studio. 2 lights set up and some analog effects to create something a little bit different, a little bit horrific. You ready to get scared, Zoe?
No, I don't do scary.
Zoe doesn't do scary, she only does pretty. We're doing scary today. So what we're going to do is we've set up a light above and a light below. Now the key aspect really to a lot of Halloween or horror lighting is to reverse your lighting setup. In the natural world, the sun can only light us from above, which means that most of the artificial light that we set up, most of the flash tubes and all that kind of stuff, we typically set them from above. And you'll notice that on a lot of these videos on this channel, I will encourage you to set a light 45 degrees up and 45 degrees down onto the subject, mimicking sort of mid-afternoon sunlight coming in. The sun, by its very nature, can't light us from underneath, because as soon as it hits the horizon, as soon as it hits our eye level, it goes down beneath the horizon and night falls, and the moon isn't really powerful enough to light us properly. And even if it was, it's still above us because the moon comes up and it's still lighting us from above. So really, that's all we're used to seeing in the natural world, and anything that lights us from underneath looks a little bit unnerving, a little bit artificial, a little bit horrific. That's why in the 1920s Nosferatu came out as a movie and the main villain was lit from underneath because it was unnerving and it was different and it was scary and it was spooky. So we've done that with our lighting setup here. This is essentially our fill light over the top. This would normally be our key light, but I've just put it in as a fill light over the top of Zoe here, which is about 3 stops underexposed from the main light, which is on the floor here, the Elinchron 3. If you come round, the Elinchron 3 is on a panoramic softbox there, and that is the main light, and it's going to be shooting up and underneath Zoe here and giving us this horrific lighting. The key to this shot here, as our camera person comes through, and be very careful of the way they step through, is that we're going to try and photograph Zoe here over her shoulder as she holds a mirror up to around about here. So I'm going to try and get her portrait mimicking some of the scenes from horrific Disney movies in the past, such as, what was the Queen in Snow White? Was her name just the Evil Queen? Just the Evil Queen. Yeah, she had a mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all, Zoe?
Me!
There we go, right. And what we're going to do is we're going to try, with this lighting setup, lighting Zoe from underneath and lighting Zoe from above, we're going to see what this reflection looks like as she angles it towards us. Now we're going to need to bring the camera right in here, and you're going to come from my perspective here and have a look and see if you can get to an angle where you can see Zoe, but you can't see yourself. And we do that by moving the mirror slightly so that when Zoe can see the camera, we know that we can see Zoe looking straight towards us. So we would always encourage our model in this instance to get to a point where they've angled the mirror so that they can see us. The wider I step to the side, the less likely I'm going to be in shot as well. And we have to be careful of the backdrop. Thank you. You can put your arms down now, Zoe. Okay. We have to be careful of the backdrop because the backdrop is what we're going to see. There's 2 backdrops at play here. There's the red backdrop we've dropped down here, which is essentially going to be the backdrop of the foreground. And we've chosen red because Halloween's scary, because red's scary. Yahoo, and it matches Zoe's lipstick. But also we need to consider the background of the mirror, and we've done that by using this wall over here, our white wall, which is the reflected backdrop in the mirror. Are we keeping up? Zoe's going to hold that mirror up, try and get to a point where she can see me. I'm going to use a long focal length so that I'm just getting a little bit of her shoulder in the picture, but mainly the hands and everything. Turn the mirror slightly towards you, Zoe. That's it. You only need tiny little, and give me a shocked expression there. Go. And that's the shot that we're getting there. Good horror uplighting. We can see just over the shoulder and we can see the shocked expression in the image. But what is Zoe shocked and scared about? It can't just be the state of the photographer who's taking her portrait. Yes, I can see you, Zoe. We must bring some other element into the shoot. Something that's a little bit unnerving. Something that puts the sizzle on the steak of this Halloween portrait. Come forward, Mars. Mars is going to come in off camera and she's going to showcase to you what we have done to her hands. Look! This is a mixture of flour and water which has been allowed to dry, and then some ash body paint there, which we would normally put in to sort of give shade and shadow to skin tones, but in this instance we've made it look ashen, so we've created almost like a zombified feel to your hands there in a very analog way. Are you pleased that you came along today for this?
Living the dream.
Living the dream. This is what it's all about. What we're going to do here, from the same position that I'm in, we know the lights are set up, we know the background's set up, and we know that this is all set up. We're going to get Zoe to hold up the mirror again here. I'm going to get to a point where I can see her there, and then Mars is going to come in and just see if she can get her hands around Zoe's face there. Perfect. Now you hold up there. We're going to bring the camera in here so you can see what I'm seeing in the reflection here. This is what we're seeing in here. And if you come in nice and close here, you can see how pleased Zoe is here. There we go, looking happy. So with Mars safely out of the way by ducking her head down, I can focus on getting in nice and close around that mirror, and Zoe looking straight towards me with a mixture of different expressions. Go! Shocked. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Well done. And we have this. Now, we have this range of images. Stop messing about. We have this range of images. We did make this point that Zoe might have looked a bit too clean for this image and that some of the makeup might come up on her face. And it might be an idea just to dust a little bit of makeup on there over that natural blush that she achieves on her cheeks just by nutrition and exercise, and see if we can create something that's just got that little bit more of a horror edge. We're going to do that now, and we're going to come back, well, in less than a couple of seconds for you. So there we go, we've made Zoe look like a little chimney sweep. No, we've made it look like it's a little bit dusty around the edges, which helps. And we made a small amendment to the lighting as well. We really wanted to hammer home the horror vibes of this one. So what we've done down here in our main light is we've put a red gel. You can come in and have a look at that. We've got a red gel covering the flash tube there, which should give us a real horrific look. We're going to hold everything up. Mars is now sat down on a stool, so she's nice and comfortable, but also she's a little bit lower, so she's genuinely out of shot. Turn it towards me slightly. That's it, and eyes straight into the middle of the lens, and keep moving around with it. Keep moving those hands there for me, Mars, if we can. Change them around a little bit. Creep it up a little bit. Go, well done. We need to just change it. We're going to make one very small change, okay? Exactly the same again. We need to get Zoe's hands in, looking like she's holding it, because we need 2 pairs of hands in there, so we can see Zoe's hands in there, so those hands, from the air of mystery in terms of the illusion that we're trying to generate, must come from somewhere else. So let's get those hands in there for me. That's great. I'm making sure I've got both of Zoe's hands in there, as well as the hands in shot. And 3, there it is. 2, turn the mirror towards me slightly. 2, keep playing with the expression. Turn the mirror towards me slightly, just there. Beautiful. Lovely. Something a little bit different there, and real horrific lighting. Which is really cool. To add a little bit of sizzle onto the steak, this is the last thing we're going to do. Really get in there with the hands. We're going to bring in this. It's our fog machine, which you can purchase on the internet through our links below. And we're just going to play a little bit of smoke into the shot just to see if we can just increase the atmosphere just a little bit more. So we get everything set up first in terms of where the mirror is. We get the hands in there for me. There it is. I'm going to bring that smoke in there, just in front of Zoe, just around here, underneath. It's going everywhere apart from where I want it to go. And hold that there for me, Zoe. There, 3, 2, very good. And now we just have that little bit of extra atmosphere in the shot. Oh my goodness, that's a really good one. Little bit of extra atmosphere to create that real horrific look. So creating Halloween portraits, consider your lighting, consider getting that up lighting. Really create a horrific look to the shot, consider your colour scheme, making sure that the colour scheme works with what you're wearing, but also works on that Halloween level. Think oranges, think reds, maybe sometimes think a little bit of hint of greens for like Frankenstein and zombies and things like that. And lastly, consider your use of analog effects to create really creepy, weird. You don't want to take this off, do you?
It might be fun.
She's
Live in the dream.
She's living the dream.
Touch it.
No.
Good.
Stop touching each other. So consider analog effects to create really creepy looks. Have you had fun today, Zoe?
No.
Okay, have you had fun today?
Yeah.
There you go, yin and yang, 50-50. You know, you never know what you're going to get when you come to our studio. Visit my YouTube channel, No Fuss Muss, for more learning. You can download your free posing guide there, or download one of my courses for 1 light, 2 light, 3 light setups. Say nice things about these two. Like and subscribe. And what's the other thing? Say nice things, I've said that.
Comment, like, and subscribe.
These guys know what they're doing. They're not a nearly 50-year-old man trying to promote a YouTube channel in 2025. It's embarrassing, isn't it? See you later. Thanks for coming. All the best.